If you want to grow your business effectively, you need to be able to grow the team with lots of speed and very little headache. So in order to create that, we're going to build a 100% automated onboarding system. It looks a little bit like this. You can build this in different types of softwares like Miro, Figma charts, or anywhere else. You can also build it in Notion or anywhere else. You can also build it on paper maybe. What it exists of is just some text, some documents, maybe some automations if you want to add those. You don't have to in the beginning, but ultimately it will be very useful. And some videos explaining everything that's going on. So we built this whole system to get people ready in just 2 days to actually execute effectively within your team. And it's going to be extremely easy to build one of those. You just have to know what to do, what the important parts are. And also this system is part of how I scaled 3 different online businesses to over $1 million a year in just a couple of years time. For example, this one, which I took from zero to a run rate of over $2 million a year in just 9 months, or this business, Storms and Consulting B2B, which I scaled to 200K a month in just 90 days. So currently I am documenting how I help online entrepreneurs scale so that you can scale with them. So let's get into the juicy stuff. The automated onboarding system. Once again, this is what it looks like, and I'll be taking you through all the parts, what you need to include, and how to actually build this stuff so that you can implement this right away. And it takes you about, to just be realistic, to build a proper 100% automated onboarding system. It will probably take you like 1 whole weekend of very hard work. If you're really quick and you're smart and you work effectively, you can build it in a weekend. Otherwise, it might take 1 or 2 weeks if you don't have 100% your energy focused on this stuff. So it exists out of 5 key components, which are divided into 2 different parts. The first part is the general part, which is the same for every single position in the business. And the second part is custom to the position. The first part includes the introduction to the company. Now, this is a part where you take your people through a quick explanation of how the onboarding process works and the background of the company. So where you came from, what you stand for, what the vision of the company is as well, the owners, so that they will be more connected to the company and actually understand what they are part of now. And the next kind of ties in with the last one as well. It's the explanation of the culture. Now, this is where you take people through your culture. Now, I would just want to take a little moment for this one because this is very, very, very important. The culture of your business depicts how people think, what their beliefs are, how their attitude is towards the business and in their job, what their goals are, how they behave, how they communicate with one another. And you want to really set the stage for their whole work life inside of your company for the rest of time right here. So you want to make sure that they get into the business with the right mindset and right frame. What kind of clothes do you wear? What do you expect from each other? How do you communicate with one another? How do you work? What is the vision of the company? You want to really paint a clear picture of what you guys operate like how that works for you guys. And the second part includes the last 3 components. So once again, we have first part, last part, and we can now already get into the second part, which includes the last 3 components, and those are more customized, right? So those are different for different types of positions inside of your business. So first is the expectation management. This again ties in with the culture part. Here you explain every single part of what you expect from your people. How do you expect them to communicate? Do you expect them to be on time and prepared? Do you expect them to be proactive? Do you expect them to fill out like an EOD and a BOD? What is their workflow like? And what do you actually expect of them? Now, this is where you make sure people get into the company with the right mindset. Once again, you do a little bit of this in culture, but the expectation management part is very important. You want to get them into the company with the right mindset and the right frame. This is extremely important. Like I said, the next part is SOPs. So this is pretty much their workflow, what they're going to do, what you expect from them, like in an operational sense, instead of like what they can expect from you and how everything works on your side of things, like we just discussed. You introduce them to the systems as well. Probably your business works with a couple of softwares, couple of systems, and in a certain position, people will work with certain software, certain systems, certain documentation, whatever it might be. Maybe you work with Notion, you have a CRM, and you have email marketing system like ActiveCampaign or whatever. And you want to introduce them to the systems that you work with and what is expected from them within those systems. So what do you need them to know? That's pretty much it. Also, this is the part where if you want to go advanced, if you have a little bit of a bigger business or you just really love automations, you can build some automations here to automatically set up their accounts. Systems is where technical stuff appears, but also you do your NDA here. Maybe you have a certain contract as to how you're going to work. What you can also do is just have a link where they fill out some stuff, build build some automations around it. Their email address is being made. Their seat is being made in Zoom, for example. Their account is set up inside of Pipedrive or whatever it might be. You can automate the whole thing, and you do that here in the systems part. And then you also explain all the softwares, etc., etc. So you want to tackle common problems beforehand. If you've been running your business for quite some time and you know certain things always come back. If you get new people into your business, they always make the same mistakes. They always misunderstand the same things. They always miscommunicate to the same people in the same way. And with this whole onboarding system, you want to include that already to tackle those problems beforehand. This system is going to make sure that you're not teaching people how to properly work inside of your company for 1 or 2 weeks, and that it costs you all types of energy, time. You have a manager for that, whatever. You want to get them ready in 2 days and understand everything. So they are literally going to dive into this whole system in 2 days, and they'll know everything they need to know to get started and start executing properly on what's expected from them. Okay, and the last part is training and preparation. So here I put on point 5, you can see the offer, and on 8 it says training. 5, the offer. Like, this is an example onboarding system that I built, a very simple one for a sales team. The sales team needs to know the offer. They need to be prepared to sell whatever they're going to sell, and they need to know how to sell it, etc., etc., etc. So at point 5 we explained the offer, and then at point 8 you get all sorts of training. So maybe they view like a whole team training which explains the whole thing. Maybe you go through the script. Maybe it's something else. For a VA might be something completely different. So that's what I said. This is all custom to the position that someone is going to be in. So that's the last part. This is just to make sure that everybody knows what to do, how to do it, etc., etc., etc. They have all the information. They don't lack anything to actually get started. So this is the most important component for a lot of jobs. This is also where people will spend the most time inside of your onboarding process. They're just making sure that they'll be prepared to start executing quickly. Now, those are all the 5 components, but there's a couple more things that I want you to keep in mind. First, keep things simple. Don't add too much information. If you expect people to run through this whole thing in 2 days, you cannot put like a week's worth of information in there. Think about the 80-20 rule, right? The Pareto rule. You want to make sure that it's the most valuable stuff, the most important stuff, and you want to package it very dense. So you want to make sure there's not too much information that they're not actually going to implement within the first month. Because like as they are going to execute, as they're going to do their thing, they will understand more and more about your business and about what's expected from them, etc., etc. So you really want to make sure that you apply the 80-20 rule. Once again, the second thing, this should take 2 days at max to complete and be 100% ready. So don't add too much stuff. It should take 2 days for most roles. Like if it's like a crazy manager role, it's like C-level or anything like that, you still use part of the onboarding system, but you cannot expect people to get fully ready within 2 days and never look at them again, and they will take care of everything, right? So point 3, when people roll out of this system after the 2 days, keep an eye on them. It's not like you can just let them loose and they will definitely do everything right, okay? It's not like a magical pill. Improve the system over time. You want to make sure that you keep a very close eye on the people who roll out of the system, and you really watch what they still lack. What is working very well? What did they implement very good? And what are the things that could be better? And then you just keep on iterating. So once again, what I said in the beginning as well, you can create this in different types of software. You're not bound to anything. You can create this anywhere. Okay, and once again, this is how it looks for us 9 out of 10 times. So for me and my partners, the people I work with, the businesses and the projects I'm in, this is how we do it 9 out of 10 times. And most times we build it in Miro. It works very well for us. You can connect everything. It's very easy, very simple. People instantly understand it. It's very nice. But you can build it anywhere. In some projects, we do it in Figma charts because I already work with that. Really depends on the business, but this is how it looks 9 out of 10 times. Now, it can be a little bit more complicated. And what we do then, we make one section, which is just general. So those are like it's the first part of what I explained, the first 2 points. And then you divert it into what role there is. So you just basically make like a question thing, and it says, what role are you in? And then they follow that path and they end up in their own thing, if that makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, just send me a DM. I'll explain it to you. So that's it. So make sure to actually implement this stuff. It's going to help you out a lot with growing your business. If you want to know how I systemize management and manage teams in under 5 minutes a day, just watch the video that's on your screen right now.